Okay, so I'm going to start off with a question. What is the difference? And we're going to compare two different equations. The one on the left, 5n minus 16 plus 3n equals 24. And then the one on the right here, 3n minus 16 equals 5n plus 24. So there's one major difference I'm hoping we can identify. Look at the one on the left, see how it's set up, and then the one on the right. Yes, Melanie. Yeah, it almost looks like two separate equations, right? That's because the one on the first equation, number one, I guess we'll call it. If you notice, it only has variables on the left side of the equal sign. So has variables on left side. You see that? We have variables here. Let me try a different color. Variables here. Actually, two separate n variables. And then we have our equal sign. And then just 24 over here. So we just have variables on the left. Whereas if we look at our second equation, let's call it number 2. Let's look at the left side. We got variables here. We have our equal sign. And then we don't just have a number, we have a whole full other term with variable. And then we have variable on the right. So, like Melanie said, it looks like you have two equations. I agree. It looks like we have two equations because of that, the fact that we have variables on both sides of the equal sign. Now, we haven't solved any equations like that up until now, but pretty much the rest of this week and starting next week, we're going to work with just equations like this, where we have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So we're going to revamp our list or our checklist of things to do. So remember, about 4 or 5 days ago, we wrote down a guide. We're going to revamp that. We're going to add one more step. So it was only 4 steps. Now it's going to be 5 separate steps, things we have to look out for when we're solving equations. Okay, so this is the guide. Okay. And so we're going to add a new step. Bless you. Step 1. Okay. So the first step is still going to be the same. Distribute. Okay. So we're still going to distribute if needed. Most of the equations today we won't need to distribute. There's a few that we will. So we're going to distribute. Step 2. Step 2 is also going to be the same. Combine like terms. Again, if needed. And then, real important, I'm going to put this in red. It's that important. On each side of the equal sign. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I'll just put that on both sides of the equal sign. Okay. So this new step I'm going to do in a different color. Let's do purple. Step 3. So step 3, I'm going to say isolate the variable to the right or the left. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Isolate the variable to either the left or right of, again, the equal sign. The equal sign is going to be like our barrier. Okay, so that's going to be our new step. We're going to look at variables on both sides and we're going to say, okay, we're going to get rid of the one on the right, or we're going to get rid of the one on the left. And I'll show you how to do that. Any questions? The next two steps are things we've been doing before. Step 4. Step 4 used to be step 3. So our new step 4 is remove constant by adding or dividing. So either by adding or subtracting. I said dividing. So basically, by the time we finish step 3, we should have a 2-step equation. And so the last step, step 5, we're going to remove coefficient. That's either we have like something like 6x or x divided by 6. And we're going to remove the coefficient by either dividing or multiplying. Okay. So those are the 5 steps we're going to follow. And I'm going to write something over here. I'm going to say all steps done if needed. We're not always going to do all of them. It's just going to depend on the equation we have in front of us. So all steps are done as needed. Okay, I'll give you a minute to write that down. Yeah, to isolate means to get it by itself. If you want to be, sometimes you want to be isolated, you just want to be by yourself, or sometimes you want to isolate something, get it all by itself away from everything else. That's what we're going to do with our variables. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go ahead and solve some equations. Number 1. All right, so here's our first equation. 5n minus 16 equals 3n plus 24. Go ahead and write that down. So I want you to notice that we have the left side. And then we have our equal sign. So our equal sign is going to be kind of like a barrier. So I'm going to just do that. And then we have the right side of the equation. And like our original example, we have 5n on the left, 3n on the right. So we have variables on both sides. Okay? So let's run down our list. First thing is distribute. Can I distribute anything? No parentheses, no distributing. Then we combine like terms. This is what I mean by combine like terms on each side of the equal sign. I'm going to cover up just the right side. Look at this. Can I combine 5n and 16? So nothing to combine there. Same thing here. Look at this. I can't combine 3n and 24. So we don't have anything to combine. For the third step, do we have variables on both sides? We do, right? So that means we have to make a choice. We either get rid of 5n or we get rid of 3n. That's what we mean by isolating. So it's your choice. It won't change the answer. It's whatever you feel more comfortable with. So there's a few rules you can go by. Sometimes people like getting rid of the smaller number. Some people just like always getting rid of something that's on the right, like the 3n. In this case, both things are the same. This 3 is smaller and it's on the right. So I'm going to get rid of 3n. To get rid of it, we're going to do the opposite. What's the opposite of 3n? Well, not the, sorry, I guess what's the opposite, like opposite sign? It's positive here, so we want negative. Yeah, you were thinking getting rid of just the 3, and that would be to divide. But we want to get rid of all of it, 3n. And then since we do it on the right side, we have to do it on the right. Since we do it on the right side, we have to do it on the left. So let's go ahead and also put a negative 3n. We're going to line it up with a 5n because those are like terms. They go together. And look what happens. If I do that, well, I combine 5n and negative 3n. That makes 2n. All you do is subtract like you normally would. Bring down the minus 16. Bring down the equal sign. But look at this. What's 3n and negative 3n make? They're opposites. They go away. They're 0. So normally, remember, we just cross them out. We don't put 0n or anything like that. It's gone. So it equals 24. So now we got rid of the variable on the right side. We kind of combined it with our other variable. It became 2n. And now we have a two-step equation. So let's get rid of the negative 16. Okay, that goes away. I'm going to have 2n equals, well, we have, yeah, oh, I made a mistake here. Did you see that? I had to put plus. I do that sometimes. And there was little mistakes like that on the quiz. If I saw, because I did see that on a few a few people's work, where you added on one side, subtracted on the other. You did pretty much everything wrong. So you got most of the points back. Okay, so here that's 40. Thank you. Someone said 40. And now we get rid of the 2. For space sake, I'm going to write my answer over here this way. So 40 divided by 2 is n equals 20. So the answer is 20. So 5 times the number subtracted by 16 is the same as 3 times the number added to 24. And that number turns out to be 20. Any questions? Okay, let's do another one kind of like this one. Number 2. And that one looks like this. 9 take away 3x equals 6x minus 27. Okay, so let's give this one a try. If we look at it, study it over, we have a variable on the left side, the negative 3x. We have our equal sign, that's kind of like our barrier. And then we have the right side, which also has a variable, 6x. Okay, so we're going to run down our list. I don't see parentheses, so we don't have to distribute. I take a look at the left side, nothing to combine there. Take a look at the right side, nothing to combine there. So we're down to that third step where we have to make a choice. We either get rid of negative 3x or 6x. Yeah, let's get rid of negative 3x. We could get rid of 6x, but let's see that. I want to show you that it works to get rid of the variable on the left side as well, and it is smaller. So I'm going to put plus 3x and plus 3x here. Okay, and let's see what happens. So we're going to add 3x on both sides. Let's see what's left. We have, if I get rid of this, I have a 9. These are opposites, right? They make 0. I bring down the equal sign. 6 and 3 makes how much? 9x. Thank you. And then we have minus 27. So now we're having most of our equation on the right side. But we've done that before. Nothing difficult there. It's a two-step equation. Let's get rid of negative 27. So we're going to add 27 on both sides. All right. And let's see here. 9 plus 27 is 36. Bring down your equal sign. Bring down 9x. There's nothing underneath 9x, so just bring it down. And then 27 and negative 27 cancel, so it's gone. So now we just have 36 equals 9x. Let's get rid of that 9. Okay, so, our answer is going to depend on 36 divided by 9. So what is 36 divided by 9? So 4 equals x. There's our answer. Any questions? Okay, so I want to do the last two where we do have to distribute. Okay, so we'll do 3 and 4. All right, I see a couple of people still writing. All right, number 3. Número 3. Okay, let's do 3 parentheses. 8x plus 1 equals 20x plus 3. Write that down. Three times the quantity, 8x plus 1 is the same as 20x plus 3. Okay. Do you see that we do have to distribute? Let's distribute 3. Okay. So I'm going to multiply through by 3. So 3 times 8 is 24x. And then 3 times positive 1 is positive 3 equals 20x plus 3. So, okay, we distributed. Now we got to check on both sides, make sure there's anything we can combine. At this point, we have variable on the left, variable on the right, and our barrier in the middle. So let's go ahead and see. Nothing to combine on just on each side. Let's get rid of a variable. If I want to get rid of 20x, what do I have to put on both sides? Negative 20. If I want to get rid of 24, what do I have to put on both sides? Negative 24. Let's get rid of 20. It seems easier. All right, everyone follow along. Come on, guys. Let's do this. What's 24 take away 20? 24 take away 20. What is it? 4x plus 3 equals, this makes 0, 3. All right. So we got 4x plus 3 equals 3. So now it's a two-step equation. Let's get rid of this plus 3. That's going to go away, of course. We just get rid of that. On the left side, I have 4x. It is subtraction. Why did I put plus? Thank you for catching that. It's minus. It was plus 3, so I needed to do minus 3. Okay. Well, what's going to happen because now it's 3 minus 3? It cancels out. What number is that, though? No, 3 take away 0. Yeah, it's kind of weird because now we have a 0. We don't encounter those too much, but it happens. So now I'm gonna divide by 4, and now I have to worry about, well, what's 0 divided by 4? 0. So the answer is 0. Well, really what we're asking is how many 4s fit into nothing? Yeah. That's what we're asking. So the answer is 0. Okay? X equals 0. So the only answer that would work in this equation is 0. Okay. Last one. Número 4. Okay. This one is, oh, it's a double distributing. Take a look. 8 quantity 3a plus 6 is the same as 9 times the quantity 2a minus 4. Okay, write that down. Gentlemen, write it down, please. And on this one, we don't have to distribute once. We got to distribute 2 times. 8 on the left side, 9 on the right side. So that's our first step. Get rid of those parentheses by distributing. So yeah, we got our left side with variables, our right side with variables, and the barrier in the middle. Practice your distributing skills. Okay, so 8 times 3a, 8 times 6, that's 48, equal sign. Then we have 9 times 2a, 18a, 9 times minus 4, minus 36. So let's go on to the next. What's our step after distributing? Combining. We haven't, if you notice, we haven't had to combine anything because I'm looking here on the left side, nothing to combine. I'm looking here on the right side, nothing to combine. Next time we do a lesson, which is on Monday, we will be combining. All right. Well, now we have variables on both sides. We got a choice to make. Do we get rid of 24a with a negative 24, or do we get rid of 18a with negative 18a? Yeah. Let's get rid of this one. It has 2 things going for it that I like. It's smaller than 24, and it's on the right side. I usually like getting rid of variables on the right side. Okay, so let's get rid of it. 24 take away 18. How much is that? I believe is it 6? 6a plus bring down 48 equals 18 and negative 18 cancel. What do I bring down here? What number comes down from the next step? Negative 36. That minus goes with the 36. Okay. All right, so let's get rid of the constant. Now it's just a two-step. Yeah, so we got to add negative 36 with negative 48. So on the right side, on the left side, I have 6a. And bring down the equal sign. And then I have to add negative 36 and negative 48. That's going to be negative 80 something. Negative 6 and 8 is 14, carry 1. Negative 84. But luckily for me, I know that 6 goes into 84 because now we have to divide by 6. And I'm going to get an answer of A equals, how many times is 6 go into 84? One more or two more. 14. Negative 14. Okay. So the answer is A equals negative 14. Okay. All right. So if you follow the steps that we listed on the guide, this should not be too bad. And the assignment is a handout I'm about to give you.